Oh yeah. Wait just a little bit because what I need to do is I need to go and copy the link. I need to copy the link and I need to tweet it out. I need to tweet it out because we're currently live right now on YouTube. There's 0 people watching, and that's not good. That is not good at all. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna do this. So we got 1 people. Hey, Nate the Great. How you doing, man? Hit that thumbs up. We got 2 people watching so far. I'm just sharing it out. I'm sharing it out so I can get it out there. We're gonna share it out. I'm posting. We're gonna share this out, tweeting it out. We got 3 people watching. Please hit the thumbs up as you come in. Hit the thumbs up. I'm tweeting it out on YouTube. We got a lot of shit to go over. Let me just send it to that. There we go. We got 2 thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please share it out. Get the word out there. We got 4 people watching so far. Hit that thumbs up as you come in, please. Let me just share it out to a couple more people so they can share it out because I know for a fact that I'm going to have some loyal people out there sharing it out, and then we're going to get started. Hey, there we go, Danielle. Danielle, my girl Danielle sharing it out there. Thank you very much for hitting the thumbs up. Danielle, let me go and check your Twitter so that way I can retweet it. No, that's not it. Hang on one sec. We're going to get started in just a little bit. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Retweet. Come on, retweet. There we go. Okay, so let me just share it out just a little bit more. 3 people are watching. 3 people? That's weak. We need more people. We need more than just 4 people. Hit the thumbs up as you come in, ladies and gents. Hit the thumbs up as you come in. I'm sharing it out. Gotta share it out. Gotta share it out to a couple more people. James Harmon, aka Big Boy Johnny. I know Big Boy Johnny will be in here sooner rather than later. Big Boy Johnny will be in here sooner rather than later. Share it out to Leo. Share it out to Leo. Share it out to Winston. Let me see what we got here. Winston. There we go. There we go. A couple more people as well. We're going to go with Hannah, aka Bliss. 30. Come on. Yes. Share it. Come on. Share it. There we go. Some technology, I tell you. Technology is a pain in the ass sometimes. Technology is an absolute pain in the ass. So, what can you do? What can you do? But anyway, we're going to get started here. I feel as though, man, we only got 2 people watching. That is weak. That's weak. Come on. I need more than just 2 people watching. All right, so let me just take a sip. Oh, yeah. You know. Anyway, ladies and gents, you do not know who I am. I am the one and only DJ Storms. Welcome back to the channel here on YouTube.com. It is Saturday, September 5th, 2020. We sit just about 6 hours away from the buy-in pre-show for AEW's All Out. We got 4 people watching so far. Please hit the thumbs up as you come in. 4 people are watching so far. We need some more people in here. I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, come on. It's a Saturday afternoon. We got 5 people watching. There we go. That's a little bit better. We need more people watching. So, if you do not know who I am, as I stated before, I'm DJ Storms, and DJS Storms is LIVE on YOUTUMB. And yeah, I just spelled all of that out. Clash Champions playing in the background. But we are going, hey, there we go. There's Earl Cole. I knew you'd come. We got a lot to talk about here, so I'm going to monitor the chat. After every major talking point. We got a shit ton of news, rumors, and reports to go over, and a lot of shit during the weekly shows took place this week. We're going to dissect every single solitary detail that happened over the course of this week in terms of pro wrestling. But before we get into what we need to get into, before I rant, before I yell, before I rave, before I just completely shit on every single person that praised WWE this week, oh, trust me, by the thumbnail, you know it's going to be a good episode. We got 6 people watching. Please hit the thumbs up. So, first things first, please follow me on Twitter at HistoryMakerDJS. Follow me on Instagram and Periscope at the DJ Storms. Add me on Facebook as well. For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is stormstakeover@gmail.com. And of course, you gotta like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. Oh yeah. SmackDown was okay. We'll talk about that later on once we get to the SmackDown review, but we got some news, rumors, and reports to dissect first. But all the links I will place in the description after the stream is over. Also, if you missed the rewind for WWE Payback 2020, and if you missed the rundown for AEW All Out with Wesley Williams, I will place both of the links in the description after the stream is over. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already done so. I cannot stress it enough. Hit the thumbs up, people. Come on. I'm live on YouTube on a Saturday, taking time away from my Saturday before All Out. And I only have 4 thumbs up, and there's 6 people watching. There we go. There we go. Now we got 6 thumbs up. That's better. That's better. I can appreciate that. I need you to share the stream out as well when you like it. When you like, you got to share the stream out. And when you share the stream out, you got to keep the chat alive. Keep the chat alive. Spark up some chat. There we go. I'm going to talk about that, Nathan. Trust me. And I will keep up the chat after I talk about my news, rumors, and reports. Hit that like button. Keep the chat alive. Share the stream out. Of course, got to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to expand. Hit the subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe button, you got to hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube, because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. It's the only time you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination, this beautiful mustache. Do I have the comb? I think I have it. Hang on one second. One second. Oh yeah, yes I do. There we go. There it is. Oh, there it is. All right. So, everyone wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. Just pointing it out there. But enough of the chit chat. We getting straight into the news, rumors, and reports. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, including Alex McCarthy of TalkSport reporting that Vince McMahon told Randy Orton to make Keith Lee look like a star before their match at Payback. Of course, we know that Keith Lee defeated Randy Orton inside of 7 minutes at the Payback pay-per-view. Now, I'm glad I hear a report like this. I don't know how true it is, but I'm glad. Hey, there's Hannah. Please share the stream out, Hannah, if you haven't already done so. So, I have no issue with Vince McMahon telling Randy Orton to make Keith Lee look like a star. I actually applaud Vince for doing that. But here's the thing that I'm going to tell you that I said on the Rewind for Payback. It's not about what happens in week 1. It's not about what happens in week 2. It's about what happens in week 30, week 40, week 50, week 60, week 70, week 80, so on and so forth. What we have going on for Keith Lee right now, it's a good start, and they're protecting him to a certain extent. They made him look like a star. He beat Randy Orton in 7 minutes. Great job right there. It's a great start. But that doesn't mean that he can't be fucked up later on. You know for a fact that the WWE, yeah, they may be doing good stuff now. No, it was actually 6 minutes and 40 seconds. It was inside of 7 minutes, Earl. Go check that out. So, Randy Orton lost to Keith Lee in 7 minutes. That's good. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. I have no issue with that. But again, as I stated, you need to wait. It's about what happens in the future. It's not about what happens now. Keith Lee's been here for 2 seconds on the main roster. You need to wait and see how he favors as time goes on. And I know for a fact, based on the track record, it's not looking good for Keith Lee. It's not looking good for Keith Lee. We need to focus on where Keith Lee is going to be at next year's SummerSlam. If he's going to be in the WWE Championship title picture, as he should by next year's SummerSlam. I don't know. But so far, it's a good start for Keith Lee. And I'm happy about that. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy about that. But I really don't have any faith. WWE is not giving me a reason to have faith in Keith Lee on the main roster when they've only given about 9 superstars lucrative careers on the main roster. Outside of The Shield, outside of Kevin Owens, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Becky, and Alexa, who has gone on to have great success on the main roster? Nobody. I'm still skeptical about Keith Lee. I'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But moving on to another report that actually broke. This broke, I believe, Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I do know that, Hannah. I saw this report break on Monday before Raw, and WWE confirmed, as well as Mauro Ranallo confirmed on his Facebook page, that him and WWE have a mutual agreement of departure. They parted ways. They confirmed of a mutual agreement of Mauro Ranallo departing from NXT and WWE mere minutes before Raw went live on the USA Network. Now, Meltzer reported that Ranallo asked for a lighter schedule because his mother in British Columbia was currently sick. And obviously, I don't blame Mauro Ranallo. He did not want to contract COVID because even he knows that WWE's COVID protocol is shit. After all, we all know what happened in June, and numerous amounts of individuals caught COVID. At least 30 or 40 people. His mother in the British Columbia. WWE did the best that they could to comply, but it ultimately led to a mutual agreement of departure. Now, this sucks because NXT is going to suffer greatly. NXT is going to suffer greatly because NXT undoubtedly benefited the most from having someone like Mauro Ranallo there. NXT, it already had great booking before Vince McMahon eventually took over after WrestleMania. It already had great storytelling. It already had great wrestling. But Mauro Ranallo really added that extra shot of adrenaline that it needed. Obviously, he's focusing on his family. He's focusing on outside projects. Completely understandable. Family comes first. It just sucks because NXT really revolved around Mauro Ranallo's commentary. And Mauro Ranallo really gave NXT the excitement that it needed. Especially after this Super Tuesday event, you definitely saw the difference from Mauro Ranallo commentating and Vic Joseph commentating, which we'll talk about later on. Trust me, we're going to talk about that later on. He's going to go to AEW? More likely than not, no. I don't really see Mauro Ranallo going to AEW. It's a possibility. It's a possibility that he could. But as of right now, I don't see him going to AEW. I believe he left to focus on his family strictly. He's going to watch over his mother. And hopefully when all of this dies down and everything gets back to normal, then he's going to dive back into the sports entertainment realm. He will be missed. He is going to be severely missed. And it is going to be very, very tough watching NXT without Mauro Ranallo because of how great Mauro Ranallo was. Whether you love him or you hate him, it is a fucking fact that Mauro Ranallo is the best play-by-play commentator in professional wrestling, period. There's no one better than Mauro Ranallo. Mauro Ranallo generates excitement. Mauro Ranallo generates interest. Mauro Ranallo is someone that you can rely on to give you a reason to watch a match. Mauro Ranallo and his excitement enhances the shows. He enhances the match. He enhances feuds and storylines and angles. Without him, the Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa storyline would not have been as great as it was. Think about that. If Mauro Ranallo was not commentating the Gargano-Ciampa storyline throughout the year of 2018 that we got that feud, would it have been that good? Would it have been that good? No. Mauro Ranallo is someone that comes around once in a lifetime. And it sucks that he's departing, but I understand why he's departing. And I do wish him the best in his future endeavors. I do hope to see him back in NXT down the road. I'm praying for his mother. I hope she gets back to full health. And that's pretty much all I can say about Mauro. Now, I can't rant on Mauro Ranallo leaving, but there's one thing that I can rant on, and that is Retribution and how terrible the Retribution angle has been. Oh, I'm going to talk about that, Earl. Trust me, I will talk about that. But John Pollock at Post Wrestling reported that Retribution is expected to only be featured on Monday Night Raw going forward. SmackDown these past couple weeks. Here's what I don't understand. Retribution came in, and Retribution and their entire motive was to cause chaos among the entire WWE. Is that not correct? Their entire motive was to cause chaos among the entire company. On SmackDown, they spray painted the WWE logo with a slash through it. They're anti-WWE. And if we're going to be quite honest here, why weren't they on NXT? NXT is a part of the WWE. Is that not correct? SmackDown's a part of the WWE. Raw is not the only show that the WWE banner has. Raw is one show. But why not SmackDown? Why not NXT? The entire focus of Retribution, it just seems completely illogical that they just targeted Raw and SmackDown. They didn't target NXT. And most of the stars that are rumored to be in Retribution, like Mercedes Martinez and Chelsea Green, Shane Thorne, Dominic Dijakovic, Mia Yim, no, they were never featured on NXT. They did not come into NXT and cause chaos. They only caused chaos on Raw and SmackDown, and now they're just causing chaos on Monday Night Raw. What does Monday Night Raw have to do with causing chaos in the entire company? Now you're taking them away from SmackDown and erasing all traces of Retribution on SmackDown. You didn't even have them attack NXT to begin with. There's just so many logic gaps. It does not make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to have Retribution come in, so you're causing chaos on Raw and SmackDown, and then you are just causing chaos on Raw. What do they have against Monday Night Raw? It doesn't make any sense. Nothing has been explained. They keep on doing the same exact thing with Retribution each and every single week, and the storyline and the entire angle with Retribution hasn't progressed in a month. They've been doing the same shit each and every single month. They weren't at SummerSlam. They weren't at Payback. I really don't know what else I can say about this. It doesn't make any sense. The entire faction, and whether they get revealed or not in the next coming weeks, it doesn't matter who they are. It's already a flop. And trust me, I got plenty to say about Retribution and Raw Underground once we get to the Raw review. Now they're only being featured on Monday Night Raw. What's the reasoning behind that? Are you trying to keep them away from Roman and Heyman? That automatically nixed the rumors of Roman and Heyman being behind Retribution, because everyone was calling Roman and Heyman to be behind Retribution. Looks like those rumors are dead. I have no idea what they're doing with Retribution, and quite frankly, I do not care. Retribution is not going anywhere. Retribution is not going to be game changers. Retribution is nothing more than another desperate attempt to try and generate some interest, because the WWE does not have any patience to do the right thing and actually write compelling storylines with the superstars that they have and push talent in the correct roles that the audience actually desires to see in those roles. Simple as that. Moving on to WrestleVotes, they tweeted an update regarding the future of NXT. Now listen to this. NXT has been on Tuesdays for the last couple of weeks. It was on Tuesdays this week, and it's going to be on Tuesday next week. So the tweet read, and I quote from WrestleVotes, "Over the past month or so, discussions have transpired regarding NXT moving off Wednesday nights. No decision imminent. However, talks are ongoing. The numbers over the next 2 weeks might have some impact on this decision." End quote. Now, Ringside News followed up with the report stating that the USA Network pitched for NXT to be on Tuesdays for a few months. Or a few months back, they actually pitched the idea for NXT to be on Tuesdays. Some individuals in WWE might be swaying towards USA's offer after the recent increase in ratings that they've seen on Tuesdays. Now, based on everything that's happened, I hope they do move to Tuesdays. I hope they do, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's quite clear that the only reason why NXT is on the USA Network on Wednesdays from 8 to 10 prime time is to take away from AEW's audience. That is a stone cold fact. If you do not comprehend that, you are a certified dumb fuck. You're a dumb fuck. USA Network has NXT on Wednesdays because they want to take away from All Elite Wrestling because Vince McMahon does not want anyone else to succeed. Vince McMahon has this monopolization mentality, this micromanage mentality, where he wants all the money from all the promotions in the world, independent or not. He wants all the money from all the promotions in the world to flow directly into his pockets. He wants everyone to be under his wing. He wants to watch over everyone and everything. And that is part of the reason why the WWE main roster product currently sucks right now. And now that he's taken over NXT, ever since WrestleMania, now NXT's starting to suffer. Especially what happened this past Tuesday. Vince McMahon deliberately put NXT from the network to USA to take away from AEW's audience, and they have succeeded in taking away, but AEW, for the majority of this quote-unquote Wednesday night war, has beaten NXT. And the reason why is because of the simple fact that NXT, AEW, they are two different entities. They're two different entities. They are two different shows with two different purposes behind them. AEW and Dynamite is a separate show with a separate company. Meanwhile, NXT is a developmental brand. Not really a developmental brand, but it is a brand that builds on the future. So you can't really compare the two. Vince McMahon never gave a shit about NXT to begin with. Vince McMahon, he now has his influence on NXT because Triple H, when Triple H had his shit going with NXT before WrestleMania, and Triple H wasn't beating out All Elite Wrestling, Vince McMahon said, "You know what, Paul? It's over. Now I'm taking over, and I'm having my influence on NXT." If you don't think Vince McMahon has his influence over NXT, you are an idiot. Charlotte Flair, Sasha, Bayley, these main roster talents coming into NXT, the Great American Bash coming about in a week, Karrion Kross and his immediate push, lack of focus on tag team wrestling, Drake Maverick and his real-life firing being used as a storyline. That's only when NXT's actually beaten All Elite Wrestling, is when they've used main roster talent, when they've done special shows just like that at the drop of a dime, when they've had main roster talent, when they've done these major championship matches, and when they're off Wednesday nights. That's only when NXT has actually beaten All Elite Wrestling, when they do a desperation booking attempt to spike up the ratings. And more likely than not, it works. Because WWE is known for having their desperation attempts work. But that doesn't mean these desperation attempts are good. Vince McMahon he needs to get this mentality that no one else can succeed outside of him out of his mind. Okay, he needs to stop. He needs to stop with this, oh my God, we got to beat out All Elite Wrestling. They can't have a television show. AEW is not going to put WWE out of business. The pandemic has more of a chance of putting WWE out of business than AEW did. If WCW didn't, then AEW isn't. AEW didn't even want a war. AEW didn't even want a war. They went on Wednesdays. They wanted to go on Tuesdays initially, but we had the NBA on Tuesdays. Obviously, that was before all of this coronavirus pandemic. But the point that I'm trying to make is that AEW didn't want a war to begin with. And don't give me this bullshit, oh, well, they're taking cheap shots at WWE here and there. That doesn't mean anything. That don't mean jack shit. I'm talking about booking decisions. AEW has never done a booking decision deliberately to try and take away from NXT's audience. That's never happened. It's always NXT operating on what AEW is doing with their television show. And whatever AEW is doing with their television show, WWE and NXT, specifically Vince McMahon, is right there to fire a counter-programming booking decision, whether it be a championship match or a special event show or a main roster talent, a match like Sasha and Io coming about just like that. It's all about NXT using main roster tactics, specifically because Vince McMahon now has influence on NXT to counter-program wrestling. If AEW wanted a war, then they would have gone on Mondays or Fridays, and they didn't. There was no television show for WWE on Wednesdays, not until NXT got the notification that they were moving to the USA Network. Cody and everyone in AEW, Cody, the Bucks, Khan, Omega, they all had plans to move to Wednesdays by June. And then 2 months later, NXT is said to be moving to USA Network. 2 months after it was confirmed that AEW was getting a show on TNT on Wednesdays. But you still think that NXT was not moved to the USA Network to counter-program All Elite Wrestling? Think, you morons, think. If NXT does move to Tuesdays, I hope to God that this means that Vince McMahon is finally going away from NXT. And he's not going to have his influence on NXT anymore. And Triple H is going to do his thing and get back the NXT that we all knew and loved from 2018, from last year. But will it happen? I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to happen, mainly because of the fact that Vince McMahon, like I said, he cannot stand to have anyone else in the wrestling world succeed. Meanwhile, he doesn't even realize that he needs other companies, because if you don't have other companies, whether they be independent or mainstream, if they have a television show, you're not going to have any talent to scout. The wrestling industry needs different companies and different promotions. Vince McMahon is not going to move NXT from Tuesdays or from Wednesdays to Tuesdays simply because of the fact that if he does, then All Elite Wrestling is going to peak over 1 million viewers, and he does not want them to inch closer and closer and closer and closer to the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live ratings. If AEW went unopposed ever since the beginning, they would be 1 million viewers every single week. There would be 1 million viewers every single week. Look at what happened this past week. Their viewership went up. They went unopposed. It was a go-home show for All Out. They went unopposed. What's going to happen after All Out? What's going to happen after All Out? NXT on Tuesday. I would be genuinely shocked if AEW doesn't get 1 million viewers coming out of All Out next Wednesday on TNT. It sucks. It sucks because Vince is not going to put his ego aside for the greater good of his company. I sound like Seth Rollins, the greater good. I went a while talking about that. Let's check the comments. Let's check the chat. Earl Cole says, what are you doing? You want to know who hit the dislike? Hey, I got haters. I got haters, but you know something? These haters, they fuel me, and they swing from my pubic hair. They hang on every single word that I say, Danielle. But anyway, Earl Cole said, remember, if 97% of the WWE Universe like the storyline and it trends worldwide, it's here to stay. Vince turned down the move. He wants NXT on stay on Wednesday nights. Yeah. And Earl Cole, like I've always said, majority of the WWE Universe are dumb. They're dumb. I feel like I'm the only intelligent one. On Twitter, at least. You're never on Twitter, Earl. You're a Facebook guy. You're a Facebook guy. And stay a Facebook guy, because Twitter, man, idiots everywhere. Anyway, we're moving on to the next report. Unknown people dislike my... Exactly, man. See, why do I only have 7 likes? I need to get to 20 likes by the time this stream is over. I need this stream to be shared out immediately. I need to get to at least 20 likes. The fact that I don't have 20 likes already is an absolute sin. It's a sin. It's jealousy. It is jealousy, babe. It is. Anyway. Moving on to a report from Wrestling News, and they reported that Roman Reigns' current Universal title reign is not ending anytime soon. No shit. Thank you for sharing it again, Danielle. So, his Universal title reign is not ending anytime soon. In fact, the report states that Vince McMahon plans to keep the title on Reigns until WrestleMania at least, which I don't have a problem with. So the report also states that the company expects Reigns to be turned into a babyface eventually, and that he will now have a significant amount of creative impact on his promos. Now, Reigns not dropping the Universal title anytime soon, I have no problem with that. Reigns having an impact on his promos, I have no problem with that either. I do have a problem with him turning babyface. If you're going to turn him babyface leading up to WrestleMania after 5 months as a heel, that shit ain't going to work. Because of the simple fact that Roman Reigns isn't even going to have a chance to see what he could do as a heel. You just turned him heel when he came back. He returned as a heel. You're going to turn him babyface going into WrestleMania 37 after only 6 months as a fucking heel? Really? Are you serious? How is that supposed to be progression for Roman Reigns? How is that supposed to be moving forward? How is that supposed to be interesting? How is that supposed to be groundbreaking? It's the same. That's pretty much the same shit that you're doing with Big E. You're not even allowing Big E to get his feet wet as a singles guy before you bring the New Day back. Xavier Woods is already back, which we're going to talk about. Xavier Woods is already back. Now you're going to turn Roman Reigns again into a babyface after 6 months of a heel run? How do you expect Roman Reigns to succeed as a heel? How do you expect him to get over as a heel? How do you expect him to thrive? Exactly, Earl. Poor booking decision. I don't understand the motto behind turning Reigns directly back into a babyface. Xavier Woods is great. Trust me. We'll talk about Xavier Woods. But the point that I'm trying to make is, if you turn Roman Reigns back into a babyface, you're going to be right into the same position that you were in back before he turned heel. Roman Reigns, whether you want to admit it or not, I don't give a shit how much merch he sells. I don't give a shit who likes him. I don't give a shit what support this guy has from the universe. I have said it time and time again. Roman Reigns and his heel, his babyface character has been a flop since day one. Since the Royal Rumble of 2015, that was when they finally solidified Roman as a main event star. He has been a complete flop as a babyface ever since that Royal Rumble win. No matter what they do, as a babyface, he's never going to be fully accepted. Never. He is never going to be fully accepted as a babyface unless you give him a strong heel run. He should not be turning for another year and a half, 2 years. What's going on, Jesse? Roman Reigns should not be turning into a babyface until 2022 at this rate. Not until 2022. You need to turn him babyface on the correct heel. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think there's a bigger heel on the main roster right now than Roman. Roman Reigns is easily the biggest heel on the main roster right now. There's no one. There's legitimately no one. Roman Reigns is the only legit heel that they have on the main roster. I mean, I guess you can count Orton. But he's on Monday Night Raw. On SmackDown, Roman Reigns is the only true heel on SmackDown. If you turn Roman Reigns from a heel back to a babyface at the start of 2021, you're going to erase everything that you did. You're going to erase the alignment with Paul Heyman. You're going to erase him low blowing the Fiend. You're going to erase him coming out and beating Braun Strowman with chairs. You're going to erase him just coming out there and looking all menacing, standing there with the Universal title saying, "This is my island." You're going to erase that great promo that we got on SmackDown this past Friday. You're going to erase that. Roman Reigns will never be fully accepted as a babyface unless he has a strong heel run. As soon as they push him to a world title as a babyface, the fans will turn on him. After everything that WWE did from the 4-year period from 2015 to 2018, the WWE needs to wake the fuck up. Keep Roman a heel until 2022. You need to build Roman Reigns as a legit badass heel. Then you can turn him babyface. Moving on to the next report. Give me just 1 second here. I got some bad allergies. I do it on a fucking live stream. Get that out of the way. We got 8 likes so far. Keep hitting that thumbs up. There was a huge report around Brock Lesnar. WWE removed all of Brock Lesnar's merchandise from their website on Monday, and it was then reported by multiple sources that Brock Lesnar is currently a free agent. Very true, Earl. So, Brock Lesnar's a free agent, and everyone's already asking all of these questions. Is he going to AEW? Is he going to go to AEW? Is he going to go back to the UFC? What's going to happen? Is Brock Lesnar even coming back to the WWE? Well, I'm not even going to talk about the report from Meltzer until a little bit later on, because I want to talk to you guys about something right now. Even before the report from Meltzer came out, Lesnar's not going to All Elite Wrestling. He would not fit the mold of what All Elite Wrestling really is. He wouldn't. He's not going back to the UFC, no matter how many times John Jones is going to call him out. Brock Lesnar. He has been seen since WrestleMania, and why? Simple. Brock Lesnar, he knew that Vince McMahon did not give a shit about COVID-19. He knew that the COVID protocol is shit. The COVID protocol is shit. He did not want to risk the health and well-being of himself and the health and well-being of his family. So what did he do? He went back to Saskatchewan. And he is not coming to work. He allowed his contract to expire. The reason why WWE didn't sign Brock Lesnar to a new contract is because they knew that Brock Lesnar was not going to be working these PC tapings or the Thunderdome live in an environment like this. He was not going to be working in front of virtual fans. He's not going to be working in front of PC recruits. And he's not going to be working for someone that doesn't give a shit about his health during this time. Exactly, Earl. WWE didn't re-sign Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar is not coming back until all of this is finally over. And I'm not talking about 25% max capacity. I'm talking about no masks, no social distancing, arenas jam-packed to the rafters. I'm actually so shocked that Roman Reigns came back. I'm shocked that Roman Reigns came back, and he's working the Thunderdome tapings. I'm shocked. I really am. But Lesnar's not coming back until this is all over. And we get that vaccine. People can finally come back to the arenas, and the arenas are jam-packed, and we have no masks and no social distancing, and everything's back to normal as if COVID never happened. That is when things are going back to normal. They didn't sign Brock Lesnar to a new contract because they would pretty much be paying Brock Lesnar to stay at home. They're already paying Becky Lynch on her pregnancy leave. If they were to pay Brock Lesnar to stay at home after he signed a new contract, Brock Lesnar is the highest paid athlete by the WWE as we speak. He's the highest paid athlete. So if he was to re-sign a new contract and WWE would be paying him to stay at home and literally do nothing, Lesnar would be more of a liability to WWE than an asset. Therefore, they didn't sign him. But as soon as things are back to normal, they are going to throw the correct amount of money at him after they make a profit off of people coming back to the arenas, and they are going to get him back on television. Dave Meltzer even reported that WWE has plans in place for Brock Lesnar's return, and his return feud is going to be against Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 37. And if that's the case, shoot me now. If that's the case, shoot me dead. Brock Lesnar against Drew McIntyre. I thought this entire reign for Drew McIntyre was supposed to legitimize him and establish him as a top star. How are you going to do that if he faces Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 37 and he more likely than not loses the title back to him? Drew McIntyre should be fighting Aleister Black at WrestleMania 37. He should be fighting Aleister Black at WrestleMania 37. He should be going forth and fighting new talent like he is. He should be fighting Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, Edge, Aleister Black after his feud with Randy Orton. He should not be fighting Brock Lesnar again. And if he is going to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, I guarantee he's not going to win. Why? Because I have no faith in WWE to do the right thing. WWE and their sick and twisted mindset is, let's get the title on Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar is a draw. Brock Lesnar ain't going to do jack shit. He was on the go-home show for WrestleMania 36 this year, and the ratings were under 2 million. How is he supposed to improve the WWE? How is he supposed to improve the overall show? How is he supposed to draw people in if he's a WWE champion? He's not. Now, this is an interesting one. This one pissed me the fuck off. This report pissed me the fuck off. Listen to this. Listen to this. WrestlingInc.com issued a report stating that Vince McMahon ordered all talent to no longer engage with outside third parties, including Cameo and Twitch. Think about that. Think about that. So now, you can't use Cameo, you can't use Twitch, you can't use TikTok. More likely than not, they're going to cancel the YouTube channels as well. He held a call with talent last Sunday, and he stated that he owns the real names of the talent and not just the character names. And he followed up by stating that they had 30 days to cease the use of these parties. Let that sink in for 1 second. So you cannot use Twitch, Cameo, possibly YouTube, TikTok, if you are a WWE superstar. Vince McMahon owns the real names of the talent. I mean, if that does not tell you how fucking insane Vince McMahon really is, I really don't know what does. If you are not getting through your head that Vince McMahon's the fucking problem, then I really don't know what to tell you. I think that you are a detriment to society as a whole. And you really need to get some medical help immediately. No worries, Danielle. I'm just ranting on Vince McMahon. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. the contracts and the pay for superstars during this time, it's quite low, I would say. It's quite low, I would say, right? Considering that they're not making a profit off of fans coming into the arenas because there is no ticket sales, because there are no large gatherings in any part of the United States. There's none. Explain to me how these superstars are supposed to make extra money if they're just operating with contracts and they're operating with lower pay. They're independent contractors, aren't they? They got to pay for their own health insurance. They got to pay for their own everything. WWE doesn't give them shit. They're independent contractors, but yet Vince McMahon owns the real names of the talent and not just the character names. Is that even fucking legal? Is that even fucking legal? And hell, it's not even about the money. Forget about the fucking money. What about them just living their fucking lives? What about just living their fucking lives? I don't understand that. There's literally nothing to do. Everything is either operating with limited capacity or they're shut down completely. What are they supposed to do? Sit in their house and twiddle their fucking thumbs? AJ Styles is a big Twitch user. AJ Styles is a big Twitch user. I can imagine that he's fucking pissed. I can imagine that he's pissed. AJ Styles is a big Twitch user. AJ Styles wants to go and stream on Twitch and have some fun. He wants to interact with his fans. What if people want to go on Cameo? What if they want to go on Cameo and read messages from their fans and they want to give videos back to their fans for supporting them? It ain't even about the money. Now me, I don't give a shit about Lana's TikTok. Matter of fact, TikTok's fucking evil. Every time I see a TikTok, it makes me want to smash my head against cinder block. But regardless, if Lana wants to go and dance in a fucking bikini on TikTok, so be it. I'd let her. How is that detrimental to my company? You know, you have MJF calling Jon Moxley Dictator John. The real fucking dictator's Vince McMahon. You can't do anything in the WWE. It's like you can't fucking live. Vince McMahon wants to micromanage everything, and his head is in the wrong fucking places. Meanwhile, he is completely oblivious to the fact that his shows, Raw, SmackDown, now NXT, since he has his influence over NXT, his shows are going down the fucking dump. So now you can't fucking live your life using third-party platforms. And again, I'm even stating, I don't even care about the money. It's not even about the money. It ain't even about the money. You can't even go out there and have some fun on a social media app like TikTok or Cameo or YouTube or Twitch. You can't. That's pretty much Vince McMahon's mentality. I don't even understand, where did this fucking come from? I don't even understand where this fucking came from. What, did you just wake up one fucking day and say, oh yeah, you can't use Twitch, you can't use Cameo, and you can't use TikTok? Where the fuck did this come from? I'd love to know what is going on inside this guy's head. I'd love to know what is going on inside this guy's head. This is fucking ridiculous. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Can't use third-party platforms. It's like they're living in a fucking prison. And you know what? If I was them, you know what I would do? I can assume that a lot of individuals use TikTok or Twitch or Cameo. I would band together of like 15, 20 people. You can imagine that uses one of these platforms at least. I would fucking band together and tell Vince McMahon, go fuck yourself. He can't fire all 25, 30 of you. Can't fire all of you. He's going to lose a lot of fucking talent, and his shows are only going to continue to get worse. And then he's going to be crying back to you that he was wrong. Oh, what the fuck am I saying? Vince McMahon ain't never going to admit he's wrong. But again, it just goes back to what I stated all the way back a year ago on the Rewind for Extreme Rules 2019. The WWE is not going to get better. The WWE's not going to get better. Vince McMahon still has blood pumping through his veins. Once that man's heart stops beating, then the company will get better. I don't know when that is. Could be 5 years from now, could be 10 years from now, could be 15 years from now, I don't know. But when that man is no longer walking this earth, then things will finally improve. Until then, we are living in some dark fucking days, ladies and gentlemen. No Twitch, no Cameo, no TikTok. Yes, I know, Earl. He can terminate them, but he can't fire all of them. He's going to fire 30 people all at once. Even during these times, I can imagine that he's not going to fucking fire AJ Styles. Those are the news, rumors, and reports. Those are the news, rumors, and reports. We are going to discuss some weekly shows, ladies and gents. We're going to discuss some weekly shows now. First things first, we are going to discuss Monday Night Raw. You can make me smile anytime you want, Danielle, trust me. But right now, I'm going into the weekly shows, and trust me, I got a lot of ranting to do. I am pissed. So, Monday Night Raw. I really don't even know where to begin with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, undoubtedly, the worst show of the week. I thought that was going to be saved for SmackDown, but SmackDown, surprisingly, was better than Raw. Surprisingly. Doesn't mean it was a great show, but we're going to go over everything. Monday Night Raw was a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. You had Randy Orton go through the gauntlet to get a WWE Championship match that Drew McIntyre had already promised him. Think about that. Where's the logic? There is none. There is none. So Orton kicked off the show and he said that he took Drew's offer as a sign of pity and disrespect. He said the only thing Drew deserves is a fractured jaw and to sip his meals through a straw. Unintentional rhyme right there. He says he's right that he's entitled, and he says Drew got together with some friends and he showed a picture of superstars photoshopped into hospital beds. He showed Edge, he showed Christian, he showed McIntyre, he showed Big Show and Ric Flair. So then Keith Lee came out. He said that Orton is proud of the havoc that he's caused and he's doing his best to forget about what happened at Payback, because he gave Orton no choice but to bask in his glory. So Ziggler attacked Lee. Orton stepped back as Ziggler took out Lee with a DDT, and the match began after commercial break. Earl, let me tell you one thing. I don't give a fuck about what the WWE Universe thinks. The WWE Universe is a bunch of fucking morons as far as I'm concerned, and I have absolutely no respect for them. This is the facts. If you want facts, if you want truth, if you want the reality, you watch me. This is why people are watching me, and this is why I have the YouTube channel, and the majority of the WWE Universe is in their dark bedrooms at 2 a.m. in the morning, stuffing their face with barbecue chicken pizza. So the match began over commercial. Ziggler hit the Famouser on Lee for a 2. Lee came back with a flapjack and a spinning power slam. Ziggler hit the zigzag for a 2, and Keith Lee hit the Spirit Bomb for the win. May I ask something here? The 6 men in this little gauntlet, you had Keith Lee, Ziggler, Orton, Owens, Rollins, and then it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio, and then Dominic took his place, which is ridiculous in its own right. First thing that popped into my head, Jesse. That's why. So, let's run down this gauntlet. Seth Rollins, didn't he lose to Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic at Payback? Dominic Mysterio, he's been here for a week and he's already getting a WWE Championship title match. Keith Lee, same thing. He's been here for a fucking week. Dolph Ziggler, I think that if I was to calculate how many losses Dolph Ziggler has, it would be a 4-digit number. I can't even remember the last time Dolph Ziggler actually won a fucking match. Randy Orton, he lost to Keith Lee, and he lost to Drew McIntyre. Kevin Owens, all of his momentum is completely erased after what happened a month ago when Orton beat him on Monday Night Raw. How you doing, Matt? So, right then and there, none of these individuals are even worthy of a WWE Championship match. We're going to be quite honest here. No one is worthy of a World Championship match. Why? Because WWE fails to build up credible challengers for any of their championships. I can count the number of credible people in the entire WWE main roster on my hand. One hand. Roman, Orton, McIntyre, and Lashley. That's about it. Roman, Orton, McIntyre, and Lashley. That's about it. Those are the only 4 individuals on the entire main roster that have any ounce of credibility. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Keith Lee advances to the triple threat match later on. So Asuka, she came out, she was interviewed, and she said that she's ready for anything. Mickie James then came out. She said that Asuka is one of the greatest. She said that she's coming for the title. Really, now we're supposed to take Mickie James seriously after she was treated like a joke. Natalya and Lana came out. Oh no, and here was the best part of the show. Lana said that she's elevating the women's division. Yes, you heard me correctly. Lana said that she is elevating the women's division. Yeah, sure. And I can shoot out a shotgun that shoots water balloons filled with goat's milk. Sure, you're elevating the women's division. Sure. So then a brawl broke out, and then we got Lana versus Mickie James. I did not pay attention at all. You're right, Earl. She's a fucking joke. Lana elevating the women's division. Now she's facing Mickie fucking James. But yet we're supposed to take this seriously. Lana is a cancer to the women's division. Mickie James, I can't remember the last time Mickie James had any credibility other than when they brought her back in 2017 to Friday Night SmackDown. Mickie James and Lana. I literally have no words. The division is a complete joke. No one is credible. No one has any ounce of credibility as to why they should be challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. And it's absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I'm sorry, Earl, but it's true. It's true, though. I'm sorry. It's true. Mick kick for the win. And that was it. Lana's elevating the women's division, my ass. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. So Aleister Black actually attacked Kevin Owens before the match began. He got a black mask. Owens said he still wanted to fight RKO in 25 seconds. And Randy Orton advances to the triple threat match. Look, if Aleister Black, if this means that Aleister Black is going to be a prime focus on Monday Night Raw, then so be it. But I really don't understand. Where the explanation is. Why did Aleister Black attack Kevin Owens? Why has Aleister Black gone out of his way to take out Kevin Owens when Murphy and Rollins were the ones that partially blinded him? What does he have against Owens? Is he mad that Owens didn't come out to save him? What is he mad about? I really don't understand the motive behind Aleister Black attacking Kevin Owens. Now, I hope that this would mean that we are going to get a legitimate reign as a legitimate, credible superstar for Aleister Black on the main roster, because all of his credibility has been erased over the course of the summer. So I'd like to think that hopefully this means that Aleister Black is finally going to get the proper amount of television time and he's going to get the proper treatment that he deserves, although I'm skeptical. I'm very, very skeptical. I'd like to hope, but I really don't have any faith in them. I really don't have any faith in them. So, after that, we had MVP hosting the VIP Lounge. VIP Lounge. Right, because a talk show is really going to drive those ratings up. These WWE-inspired talk shows need to die. So, he introduced Lashley, new U.S. champion. He said there are 3 certainties: death, taxes, and Bobby Lashley. No. The 3 certainties are death, taxes, and DJ motherfucking Storms. Those are the 3 certainties. So Lashley said he will get Cruz back for what happened at Payback. Cedric came out. He brought out the Viking Raiders. We had a 6-man tag. Cedric, he got the roll-up, the win on MVP. And then MVP and Lashley and Benjamin, they attacked Cedric in the back. The Hurt Business attacked Cedric in the back. Hurt Business, again, I will state, the Hurt Business is a terrible, terrible fucking name. It sounds like a 4th grade bullying group. Earl, please follow Earl Cole and hashtag what are you doing in the chat right now, please. We got 7 people watching. If you do not hashtag what are you doing, then you're gonna have, there's gonna be hell to pay. Big boy Johnny, please. There we go. There's Big Boy Johnny. Hashtag what are you doing? Hashtag what are you doing? So the Hurt Business, they attacked Cedric before Apollo and Ricochet came out to save him. We had Dominic versus Seth Rollins. Dominic and Seth Rollins. So, this was actually the best part of the show. Now, I'm going to tell you what. The best part of the show was Seth Rollins and his 6-minute promo on Buddy Murphy. So, Rollins, before his match with Dominic, he took the microphone and he said that Buddy Murphy should get out of his ring and go think about what he did. Go think about which side of history that you want to be on. Go think about if you are truly fighting for the greater good. And as Murphy was walking away, Rollins smacked the shit out of Buddy Murphy right in the back of his head. He open hand slapped Buddy Murphy right in the back of his neck. And I'm thinking to myself, this is fantastic. I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking awesome. Rollins and his heel work is great. I'm thinking to myself, this could really get Buddy Murphy over as a babyface. And it really does look like they are going forth with Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins going into a feud, which I hope they do. I'm actually very happy about that. I actually do hope that this entire feud with Rollins and Murphy, I really do hope that this does make Buddy Murphy into a star. This little 3-minute promo was fantastic. Him slapping Buddy Murphy in the back, great stuff. Great stuff. So then Dominic attacked Murphy, and he charged towards the ring. Coming back from commercial, Dominic picked up the pace, Hurricane Rana into the corner. Standing moonsault for a 2 on Seth Rollins. Dominic was 619, but he missed the frog splash. And then Rollins hit a stomp after the match, and that was it. Predictable, wasn't bad. Dominic and Seth Rollins worked very well together. It wasn't bad, but ultimately, I really did not give a shit. This was nothing more than a predictable route to get Seth Rollins into the triple threat match later on in the night. You ain't gonna make me laugh now. I'm fucking pissed. I am a fire-breathing dragon from medieval times. And I'm telling you right now, if you come too close to the fire, your ass is getting burnt. Raw Underground. Oh yeah, my favorite part of the show, Raw Underground. Titus O'Neil and Riddick Moss, they fought in Raw Underground, and Moss knocked Titus out. You could try as hard as you want. You could try as hard as you want, Jesse, but you ain't getting me to laugh. Not now. I'm pissed. So, Raw Underground, they started off with Riddick Moss knocking out Titus O'Neil. There was still more to come. R-Truth then pulled up in a little booth underneath the parking lot of the arena. He was hiding underneath the parking lot of the arena as Akira Tozawa was driving in the parking lot with his ninjas, and he rolled Tozawa up in the parking lot with a referee disguised as the list was blank. The referee was revealed, and then we had R-Truth rolling up Tozawa to win the 24/7 championship, and that was it. I don't really know what I can really say about the 24/7 championship. The sooner that shit dies, the better. I really cannot. I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it. I cannot fucking stand it. I legitimately can't. Shit's pissing me off. It really is. The sooner that shit dies, the better. Oh, by the way, yeah, I got people talking about medieval times in the chat now. Oh my lord. Jojo from Cali. I was wondering when you were going to show up. So, Jojo, if you haven't already done so, please hit that thumbs up. Everyone, this is Jojo Donho. She's from California. She's one of the most loyal DJ Storms Posse members I have ever seen. She's a good friend of mine. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already done so. So, show some love to JoJo. But 24/7 championship, we're reduced to Tozawa running around like Jackie Chan and R-Truth hiding everywhere to try and get the 24. It's literally the same fucking thing. They've literally been doing the same fucking thing for fucking months now. They've been doing the same fucking thing for months now with Truth and Tozawa. This has been the entire shtick with Truth and Tozawa for the entire fucking summer. The entire summer. And yet they wonder why the ratings are so low. So we get a tornado tag team match. We get a tornado tag team match with, what was it? We get a tornado tag team match with the Street Profits versus Andrade and Garza. And Demi Burnett from The Bachelor was watching. So we had a Tower of Doom superplex going into commercial. We had Dawkins on the receiving end of a Tree of Woe and a double stomp. We had Ford getting super kicked. Or Ford got super kicked. Ford then came back with an enziguri. Ford shook the ropes a la the Ultimate Warrior, and the lights started flickering, and Retribution came out. You know, the group that was supposed to cause chaos throughout the entire WWE, but now they're just causing chaos on Monday Night Raw. So we got over 10 likes. That's still not good enough. I need 20, and then I need 30, and then I need 40. That's what we need. So we need more people to come in here. So Retribution then attacks Andrade and the Street Profits as Angel Garza got Demi Burnett out of there. So let me get this straight. You do a rematch from SummerSlam. It ends up being better than what we got at SummerSlam. And you have Retribution attack, and then it goes to a no contest. Did I miss anything? So you have the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. You have the Bachelorette as a more important factor on Monday Night Raw than the tag team titles. You have a match from SummerSlam take place on Raw that's already better than the match at SummerSlam, and you have Retribution attack to try and get them over, but you're failing miserably at getting them over. Did I miss anything? Good job there, WWE. Good job. Actually, I did miss something. Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott defeated the Iconics, and the Iconics are no more. Whoever likes the Iconics, you better get the fuck. Please God, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are no more, so we don't have to hear the Iconic anymore. We don't have to hear that shit anymore. Look at this shit. Stop working. Work! Work, you fucking piece of shit. I fucking hate technology. Damn right, JoJo. I fucking hate that. JoJo, did you hit the like button? This shit. Fucking technology. I'm trying to get this Roku to work. I'm trying to play Clash of Champions in the background, and this shit won't work. Clash of Champions. More like Trash of Champions. There we go. That's better. Come on. Work! There we go. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. The Iconics, or the Iconics, are no more. So, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, they were waving their arms like fucking idiots. Waving their arms like idiots because they lost. Now, more likely than not, this means a singles push for Peyton Royce. So, I remember Peyton Royce actually had potential in NXT. I hope that she regains that potential, because right now she fucking sucks. Billie Kay is undoubtedly the most worthless wrestler that they have on Raw, outside of Nia fucking Jax of all people. But Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott are getting a women's tag team title opportunity. See, here's what I don't understand. Why didn't you just keep the titles on Sasha and Bayley, and then you could have dropped them to Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan? That would have been much, much better. By the way, for all of you saying that, this is bad news for the women's tag team division, there was never a women's tag team division to begin with. Matter of fact, the women's tag team title should not even be a thing. Use the hashtag, what are you doing? Thank you, Earl. To my girl Michelle out there, Michelle, she's a fellow New Jersey girl. And I know that she likes the Iconics, but Michelle, she's also a fellow Italian, so we Italians got to stick together. But Michelle, I'm sorry. The Iconics suck. They're worthless. And the women's tag team titles need to be burnt in a fire. And then I'll piss on the ashes of them. Sorry. I'm a prick, I know. I'm a prick. So, we actually had an issue with the Iconics later on where Billie Kay got tossed into Raw Underground by Peyton Royce, and Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir got their hands on Billie Kay, and Billie Kay got knocked out by Jessamine Duke. Peyton Royce, more likely than not, is going to go into a singles run. I hope that she does regain the potential, because she was good. I'm not sure what happened, but I hope that she actually improves, because I do love to see improvement among the superstars of the WWE and among the superstars of the world in general, no matter what promotion you're a part of. So, Apollo versus Benjamin on Raw Underground, that dissolved into a six-man brawl, and then the Hurt Business stood tall. So that was pretty much that. Earl, the majority of the WWE Universe couldn't give a shit about the Women's Tag Team Championships. The Women's Tag Team Championships are worthless. They mean nothing. They mean just about as much as this tissue. Matter of fact, you know what? Hang on just 1 second. This tissue is worth more than the Women's Tag Team titles. Apollo, Ricochet, and Cedric are completely buried. They're completely ruined. No one's going to give a shit about them. The Hurt Business stood tall. One thing that I don't understand with the Hurt Business, and I'm not sure if you've been noticing this shit, they've been doing the same shit with the Hurt Business for the entire summer. And I'm not talking about the feud with Apollo. I'm talking about they win a match, then they lose a match, then they stand tall, then they don't stand tall, then they get a pinfall win, then they get a pinfall loss. MVP's getting pinned, and Benjamin's getting pinned. Win the Hurt Business to death. They really are. The Hurt Business is being booked to death with 50-50 booking. It needs to end. 50-50 booking does not help at all. You need to establish superstars through a constant string of wins, and you should have people lined up for these individuals to beat. You should have people that are expendable, that can take losses and not be ruined. But of course, this is the WWE. They don't know how to fucking do that. Do they? Keith Lee, Randy Orton, and Seth Rollins. Epitome of illogical. So, what they did here wasn't necessarily bad, but Randy Orton won. Keith Lee may have been protected. Randy Orton won, but you had him run the gauntlet after McIntyre had already given Randy Orton a WWE Championship match. You couldn't have had Randy Orton just accept McIntyre's challenge and Randy Orton just go forth and take on Drew McIntyre. Why did you need to have Dominic and Rollins again? Why did you need to put fucking Ziggler in there with Lee? Why did Orton need to run the gauntlet himself? Randy Orton wins after the RKO Lee. Rollins got spirit bombed into oblivion. Keith Lee got RKO'd. Randy Orton covered Seth Rollins for the win. I do not understand at all. I do not understand at all. Makes no sense whatsoever. And that was Monday Night Raw. Fuck. I think I may, you know what? Hang on a minute. I may go and refill this water. I really don't give a shit. I may leave this fucking stream and go refill the water just for a little bit. Maybe. We'll see. What are we at? We're at over an hour. I really don't even want to do the rest of the LFU. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Preach it, Earl. Preach it. NXT Super Tuesday. This was the nail in the coffin that shows you that NXT has been completely ruined. Especially that main event. And we're going to talk about the main event. So, the show actually started off good. The show actually started off good with Legado del Fantasma versus Isaiah Swerve Scott and Breezango in a 6-man street fight. So Legado del Fantasma took over control early. We had Mendoza getting drop-kicked into a chair. Fandango swung a ladder around like a fucking propeller, taking out everyone. So then they brought in a fire extinguisher. Fandango used it on Legado del Fantasma. Going into commercial, Fandango, he got sent to a table during the break. We had a suicide missile by Escobar sending Swerve into the barricade. Imperium then came out, obviously building on what happened last week with Breezango beating Imperium to win the NXT Tag Team titles. So they attacked Breezango, or they attacked Breeze. And then Scott and Fandango, they jumped off a fucking forklift onto all 5 men. And then Isaiah Swerve Scott hit the JML driver on Escobar for the 1-2-3. This was an excellent street fight here. Excellent way to kick off the show. This is probably the best thing on the show, period. Very nicely done here. Very nicely done here. And looks like Isaiah Swerve Scott is going to get a rematch with Escobar. And it's either going to be Scott or it's going to be Kushida that's going to take the Cruiserweight title off of none other than Santos Escobar. Now, when that's going to be, I don't know. But we could see Scott and Escobar again one day in the future, considering that Swerve did pin the Cruiserweight champion, even though I fucking hate that concept where you have to pin the champion in order to gain a title match. But regardless, we then had Candice LeRae versus Casey Catanzaro, which I think I already told you guys. I actually met Casey Catanzaro's sister. Casey Catanzaro, is she single? I don't know if she's single. To Tell her to hit me up. I mean, come on, everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. Am I right? Casey Catanzaro, man. She got a special... She's tiny. She's tiny. I think she's, like, smaller than me. From American Ninja Warrior. Come on, Casey. Call me, Casey. Call me. So Candice LeRae won with the surfboard stomp. Then LeRae actually took the mic and she said that she felt distracted by the friendship that Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro had. Talked about the friendship that her and Tegan had. And she said that she wants to talk things over at her house. So she invited Tegan over for dinner. We had Bronson Reed versus Timothy Thatcher. I don't know. See, we need to get more people in here. Where the fuck is Austin Ford, aka Gamer's Goon? Where the fuck's Gamer's Goon? Come on. Where's Gamer's Goon? Come on, bro. What are you trying to do to me? What are you trying to do to me, Gamer's Goon? You are a goon. Where's Joseph Conlon at Big Fight Field? Didn't he get off of work? Come on. Come on. What's going on over here? Come on. Where's... I'm searching Twitter. I'm searching over Twitter right now. No, I'm not flipping out. I'm good. I'm good. Trust me. I'm good. Where the fuck is it? There we go. We got some people coming back. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it. Hang on. Fuck it. So, there we go. We got 12 likes. So, Bronson Reed and Timothy Thatcher. This is a decent match for what it was. There he is. There's Joseph Conlon. There's Joseph Conlon, a Big Fight Field. We're talking about NXT Super Tuesday here. Where have you been? So, Bronson Reed versus Timothy Thatcher. We had a swift lariat to Timothy Thatcher. Bronson Reed came in with a suicide dive before Theory, as in Austin Theory, came in with a bulldog on Reed. Thatcher took advantage. Reed then tapped out to the Fujiwara armbar, so it looks like they are pushing Timothy Thatcher for a match against Damian Priest. Yeah, I know, Joe, I know. Should be here anyway. I'm just kidding. You should hit that like button as soon as I go live. That's a big-ass chunk of ice in here. So, after that, then we got the main event. Which was absolutely fucking horribly produced. And whoever justifies this, you do not deserve to even be associated with the term wrestling. The ending of this was absolutely unjustifiable. Absolutely unjustifiable. You had Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Finn Balor, and Tommaso Ciampa wrestle for 60 minutes, only for this to end in a tie. So, you booked this match as bait. And I'm actually going to come up with a new wrestling term here for everyone, because I'm the Albert fucking Einstein of this wrestling community. You're going to hear a new term here in the world of professional wrestling: book bait. You book baited your audience into thinking that they were going to see a new NXT champion get crowned, only for Finn Balor and Adam Cole to tie, then to set up a match next week to crown a new NXT champion, because you did not want to actually book a long-term storyline for the NXT Championship. So you book it next week on Tuesdays just to spike a rating. Meanwhile, nothing's going on next Tuesday. Nothing's going on next Tuesday. There's no AEW next Tuesday. It's taking place on Wednesday. So what do you have to book bait your audience? The ends have no justification here. The match was good. I'm not going to discredit the wrestling in no way, shape, or form is the wrestling bad, but you have 60 minutes, and it ends in a tie. Vic Joseph, terrible on commentary, by the way. I'm not sure what he was doing here, but he did not do the match any favors at all. He did not do the match any favors at all. I'm not sure what happened. This is not the same Vic Joseph that called NXT TakeOver 30. He was great at calling TakeOver 30. He was great at TakeOver Cardiff last year. But I'm not sure what was going on here. He did not do a good job at all. He did not do a good job in this match at all. So you have the audience sit through everything that this match was. The terrible commentary, the back and forth between all fourth men, and it ends in a tie. You book bait your audience. You book bait your fucking audience only to book a match next week in sudden death. Then you'll crown a new NXT champion. NXT, this is not about booking for the ratings. Yeah, that's fine, Earl. That's fine. I understand they want us to watch next week, but they can do other tactics other than baiting your audience and giving us a shit ending after sitting through a match for 60 fucking minutes and they don't even give us a real ending. Give me a fucking minute. I need to go refill this shit. Give me a minute. You should have plans in place so that way you don't have to do these shit endings. I don't give a shit what the ends were. You can come up with thousands of other ways. You have how many writers? You have how many writers, and you have some of the most creative minds in the wrestling industry, and you can't think of another way to get people to watch next week? You should not be focusing on ratings. NXT was not even broken. Raw and SmackDown, they're fucking broken into little tiny bite-sized fucking pieces. You should be focused on your own show instead of trying to fix NXT when NXT doesn't need any fixing to begin with. Stop focusing on the fucking ratings. Focus on the quality of the show. Then the ratings will come. Enough of this desperation attempt just to spike ratings. You should not be focusing on doing this type of shit just to spike up a fucking rating. The ratings will come if you produce good storylines, angles, feuds, and matches, all constituted into a good show. You're not going to get a good show, and you're not going to get a favorable ending. You're not going to get a favorable feedback if you do a shit ending like this. 60 minutes we wasted. What you should have done from the beginning is you should have just fucking done an actual tournament to crown a new NXT champion. And if you weren't going to do a tournament, then you just should have crowned your NXT champion here with Finn Balor. Whoever justifies this ending, I have absolutely no fucking respect for you. Earl, let me tell you something. I'm 21 years old. Nothing can kill me. Death fears me. I don't fear death. DJ fucking Storms, of all people, recognize. Whoever justifies this ending, I have absolutely no respect for you. You do not deserve to be anywhere near professional wrestling. You do not deserve to utter a fucking word about professional wrestling. And I condemn you all. I condemn you all away from this community. Your stupidity is not needed in my community. I hope to God that NXT moves to Tuesdays and we finally get Triple H taking over full-time again and Vince McMahon does not have his influence over NXT anymore. And finally, we can sit back, worry about Vince. NXT is not the same NXT that we saw from 2018 to 2019. Not after this shit. Anyone who justifies this or bypasses this or tries to defend this, you do not deserve the rights to social media. You don't. I swear to God. Some of the people, the majority of the wrestling community is so fucking stupid. I'm telling you, the majority of the wrestling community is so fucking stupid. I am surprised that they even remember when to breathe. No, Earl, they didn't do their job. And I'll tell you why they didn't do their job, because we're not talking about it in a positive way. We're talking about it in a negative way. And not the good time type of negative. Talking about it doesn't mean shit if it's not for the right reason. That's what people don't understand. The WWE is already an established company. They need to stop operating with this fucking mentality. Oh, any attention's good attention. No, it's not. I am sweating my balls off. I'm sweating. Look at this. I'm getting fucking breakouts on my head. Talking about this shit. This is what the fucking WWE is doing to me. This is what the fucking WWE is doing to me. They're fucking idiots, Earl. The WWE is run by idiots. If you haven't realized it. Checking to see if it's still working. I'm moving on. They did not do it for the right reason. It should not have been done. It should not have been done. They're not getting talked about for the right reason. They failed. They failed. Just like every other fucking YouTuber in the community not named DJ Storms failed. We're moving on to AEW Dark. Before I blow my fucking voice out, we're moving on to AEW Dark. So, AEW Dark, there was 2 AEW Darks this week, actually. I'm going to talk about AEW Dark Part 1 of this week. The AEW Darks, I'm really not liking what they're doing with the 10, 11, 12 match formats. It really is overbearing. I love you, Joseph. Don't worry. I love you, Joseph. Don't worry. You get a pass. You get a pass. You're wearing a fucking wristband, Joe, so you get a pass. Anyone who wears a wristband, you get a pass. So AEW Dark. AEW Dark. Started off with Eddie Torres versus Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears wins with C4. I don't really know where Shawn Spears is going. I could definitely see him in the TNT Championship title picture after 2020 is over. He's in the Casino Battle Royal. We'll see what happens there. I am pretty much just going to skim through Dark. Danielle, you get a pass. You know you get a pass, Danielle. Come on. You've been one of the most loyal supporters that I've had. Of course you get a pass, Danielle. So, Earl, please, people, if you're in the chat, then you're going to get a pass. If you're in the chat, then you get a pass. Anyone who's in the chat gets a pass. But I'm going to skim through AEW Dark. Thank you, Danielle. So I'm going to skim through AEW Dark, nothing too crazy. So Shawn Spears, he defeated Torres with a C4. Proud and Powerful defeated Fabu Andre and Ryzen with the powerbomb roundhouse kick combo. And then obviously Santana said that the best friends finally grew a sack of balls to catch him slipping. Ortiz said to tell Sue to stop hitting him up on his phone, and the draws that he left are a gift. So Proud and Powerful there. You gotta love Proud and Powerful. You gotta love Proud and Powerful. Allie and Cassandra Golden, we had the down the rabbit hole for the win. Allie's green as shit. Cassandra Golden's terrible. Frankie Kazarian versus Angelico. Fairly decent match right here. Nothing too special. Frankie Kazarian. Brandy was interviewed about what happened with Anna Jay. Now, she should not be in a wrestling ring, period, but this was a fairly decent promo. She said that Anna got permission from Daddy Brody. Being pretty doesn't mean shit. And she said if you miss again, she'll send your pretty little ass back to the Nightmare Factory where you belong. So then after that, we had the Gun Club versus Donnie Primetime and Ryan Rembrandt. Hit toss neck breaker for the win by Austin Gunn. We had Abaddon versus Danny Jordan. Abaddon sucks. This is your weekly Abaddon sucks comment from DJ Storms. Abaddon targeted the knee of Jordan, leg trap DDTs, Danny tapped to a knee bar, and that was it. Abaddon sucks. She sucks. Ricky Starks versus Tony Donati. Ricky Starks wins with the Rochambeau, the running dominator, and that was that. We had Jurassic Express versus John Cruz and David Ali. We had the Extinction event on Cruz for the win. Red Velvet versus Anna Jay. This was actually fairly decent right here. Red Velvet, she has a long way to go, but Red Velvet, for the most part, is actually very good. I'm not going to lie. Red Velvet is not bad at all. Red Velvet's not bad at all. So, Red Velvet came in hot with a leg lariat. Anna Jay took over control with a flipping neck breaker. Velvet came in with some double knees for two. Anna Jay with a leg lariat and a surfboard stomp into a Karafuda clutch for the tap out win. So that was that. That was that. Then we had Kip Sabian and Sean Dean. We had Kip Sabian winning with the twisting neck breaker off the ropes, and that was pretty much that. The main event, we had Initiative versus Private Party. Quick double team moves from the Initiatives before Avalon with a crossbody and a drop kick. Big suicide dive to Quinn. Moonsault to Cassidy. We had Quinn coming. Cassidy rolled Cutler up for the win. And then afterwards, we had Peter Avalon hitting Cutler with the book afterwards. So it looks like the initiative may be over. And on AEW Dark yesterday, before SmackDown, we actually did have some news. It is over, and we are getting a one-on-one match between Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler. So AEW Dark closed out like that. Now we had AEW Dynamite, TNT Dynamite. So then we had Proud and Powerful versus the Best Friends starting off the show here. So they started off the show. This is actually a pay-per-view match in its own right. This is actually a very, very fun match. We had Proud and Powerful. Attacking or being attacked by the Best Friends before the match even started. Trent jumped off the stage onto Proud and Powerful. Chuck set up some chairs, like a pyramid of chairs, and then Chuck actually got tossed off the stage onto the pyramid of chairs, which looked brutal. Wearing down Trent before Trent took out Ortiz, but he sent himself into the barricade after Santana dodged a spear. So Chuck eventually got the hot tag. We had a big Tope Con Hero taking out both men. Falcon Arrow broken up by Ortiz. Big running knee by Trent. Trent got blasted off the apron onto the steps. Trent came back with the crunchy, but Santana put Ortiz's hand on the rope. Santana used a flick out baton on Trent before hitting the the street sweeper, and Proud and Powerful get the win. Right decision. Excellent match here to kick off Dynamite. And then we move into an 8-man tag, which I've said it once and I'll say it again. They are doing way too many 8-man tags as far as the show goes. There's been too many 8-man tags, too many 10-man tags and 12-man tags. It really can be overbearing. It really can be overbearing, and I don't really know what they have planned as far as the multi-man matches go in the future. I actually hope they cool down with them. But for what we got here, this was actually an excellent 8-man tag. See, this is a wrestling show that I can actually invest my time in, where I don't get pissed off. So, SCU and Private Party, they remained in control before Jungle Boy came back with a pump handle driver. We had a tag to Luchasaurus. Beautiful stereo moonsault splash combination by the Bucks and Jurassic Express. We then had a big swanton bomb by Isaiah Cassidy after SCU did a Blue Thunder Bomb neckbreaker combo, but Jungle Boy was able to kick out. We had some miscommunication on Jungle Boy's behalf. Shooting Star pressed by Quinn, but Luchasaurus saved it. Matt made the blind tag. We had a BTE trigger for the win. Very, very fun 8-man tag match right here. And the Bucks and Jurassic Express will be facing each other at All Out. So I'm actually very much looking forward to that match. It is definitely going to put Jurassic Express over in a big, big way. We then had an exclusive interview with Kenny Omega. He said that everyone makes mistakes. Sid, where have you been? Where have you been, Sid? Come on. Hit that thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up. Where have you been, Sid? Come on. Have you been creeping in this chat and yet I haven't noticed? Come on. Where have you been, Sid? But we had Kenny Omega in an exclusive interview what happened with Hangman and the Bucks. So he said that now they have to contend, meaning FTR, they have to contend with Page and Omega at All Out, and when these are on the line, we're going to do what we've always done. So then FTR came out. Dax said that he has no problem with Omega, and he's looking forward to having a great match with him. He's looking forward to having a great tag team match, and he's looking forward to stealing the show with Omega and Page. So he then Dax offered Kenny Omega a nice cold bottle of chocolate milk. So Kenny said, of course, I can never turn down a nice cold bottle of chalk, but I realize why you came down here. And trust me, I know exactly who you are. You guys are a bunch of dickheads. So if we're going to do this, let's just do this. Obviously motioning for them to actually fight. So he motioned for them to fight. We then had Hangman coming out, and he looked all disheveled. Looked like he hasn't been showering. He looked like he hasn't been sleeping. So FDR said, go tell him, Hangman. Go tell him who got in your head. Go tell him how bad you are. Go tell him how much of a piece of shit that you are. So Hangman obviously was trying to hold Kenny back. We then had FTR just dropping the titles in front of Hangman. Pure disrespect. And Hangman took the titles and he was going to hand the title over to Kenny, but Kenny was already outside of the ring. And this is what I love about this storyline. They have done an excellent job building this feud ever since January when they won the tag team titles. They have done an excellent job building this feud and adding layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer on top of this feud to a point where you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. You don't know who's going to snap first. You don't know what's going to happen next. They kept guessing. They've kept you guessing whether Page is going to side with Omega or he's going to side with FTR. You don't know if it's going to be Page turning or if it's going to be Omega turning, which I do believe it's going to be Omega turning. You don't know if the Bucks are going to fully go heel. You have that. That's a moving factor in the storyline as well. There's so much unpredictability in this. And it's something that we haven't really seen in wrestling in a long, long time. We haven't really seen an unpredictability factor like this in such a long, long time that it's genuinely making me excited to see what happens next. We haven't seen a storyline like this where it's so unpredictable that you don't know what's going to happen, and no matter which route they go, it's going to end up great. That's what I love about All Elite Wrestling, is because they know how to tell a story. They know how to keep you invested. They don't do the same shit over and over again, and they add different layers on top of these types of stories. You know for a fact they got to be involved in this. This is some great stuff right here. I do believe that FTR is going to end up winning the titles. Should be a great match come All Out. I can't wait to see what they do there. And from there we went to Joey Janela and Chris Jericho. Now this didn't last very long. This was very academic. We had a code breaker and then the Walls of Jericho for the win. Cassidy was actually watching this match go down. We had Jericho attacking Janela. He exposed the buckles, sent Janela off the turnbuckle. He stained Cassidy's shirt that he was wearing with Cassidy's blood. Cassidy ended up coming out, and he ended up taking out Chris Jericho before Jake Hager got involved, and Sonny Kiss came out to help. Then we had Cassidy almost hitting the Superman forearm, all building towards the Mimosa Mayhem match at All Out tonight, which I cannot wait for. I think it's going to be an excellent match. I'm going to see if I can, what do I do? If I can take my notes and then I can review it. I can review it on Monday. I'll see if I can get the review up on Monday, because I am working tomorrow. So then we had Team Taz coming out. Taz, Ricky Starks, and the Machine Brian Cage. So he says that either Cage or Starks will be winning the Battle Royal before Jake Roberts came out. He says that he's going to give it right back to Taz. He says that you ain't going to bust a nut anytime. So pretty much comparing Taz and Team Taz to squirrels chasing a nut. So Jake Roberts says, you ain't gonna bust a nut anytime soon. I know that Vince McMahon busts a nut every single time that he sees an NXT superstar, because he can't wait to change everything about that NXT superstar. So then we had Eddie Kingston and his posse coming out. Shawn Spears then came out. A big brawl broke out. We had the Gun Club. We had Darby Allin, we had Santana Ortiz, Jake Hager, Best Friends, and this big brawl took place over the commercial break. I like the promo work between these guys, but this entire concept of a big brawl before a Battle Royal style match, I really just, I can't get over that. I can't get over that. In all honesty, they really need to figure out a better way to actually build towards a Battle Royal or a Royal Rumble type match without this ridiculous brawl. It's stupid. It really is stupid. I don't understand the motive behind the big brawl before a Rumble or before a Battle Royal or some type of multi-man match. It looks ridiculous. It really does look ridiculous. I don't know what they're doing, but they really need to figure out something. They need to figure something out as far as that goes, and they need to fix that. They need to figure out another way to build towards a Battle Royal style match other than this crazy ass brawl. It's not good. It's really not good. They're not doing themselves any favors. They're not helping themselves whatsoever. So, oh, it's pouring rain over there? Oh, shit. I hope it don't pour rain over here. Well, right now it's sunny, so hopefully I'll be back in time before the rain starts over here, if the rain starts over here. But so from that cliche brawl, which I hated, we then went into Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. Now, this is a decent match. Nothing too special right here, but decent. Decent, and I actually applaud AEW for going out and getting Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa. I think Thunder Rosa is an excellent asset to the AEW women's division. Thunder Rosa, she's got a lot of great assets. She's got a lot of great attributes. She is intense. She's got an awesome look. She is very slick in the ring as well. So Serena, she worked on the knee of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, she regained control. Swift leg drop. Rosa with a corner clothesline, drop kick while Deeb was against the ropes. I love that drop kick when you're kneeling on the ropes. Very nice and intense. I would not want to take that from Thunder Rosa. We had Rosa with the Death Valley Driver for a 2, Swift German suplex, and then the Thunder Driver for the win. Thunder Driver by Rosa. And Thunder Rosa wins. Decent match here. And now Thunder Rosa, she's going into All Out to face off against none other than Hikaru Shida for the Women's World Championship. Big Swole, she was interviewed. Reba, or Rebel, showed up. She distracted Swole before Baker. She attacked Big Swole and applied the lockjaw, smearing pizza in her face and in her hair. Obviously, this was building towards the tooth and nail match, which is plainers. Why isn't this match on the main show? You're really comparing the buy-in pre-show to the WWE pre-shows? Looks like AEW does listen to its audience, even the fucking crybaby pussies. So then we had Mark Sterling versus Jon Moxley. Mark Sterling and Jon Moxley. I really don't know what else I could say about this match. The match itself was a waste of time. Wardlow was throwing Mark Sterling out there. Jon Moxley was saying, here, come on, hit me. So obviously Mark Sterling was being a pussy. He was cowering in fear before Moxley eventually slapped the shit out of him and then hit the paradigm shift. Sterling was saying, no, please, no. So the entire thing was a waste of time. It really didn't mean anything. Wardlow attacking Moxley afterwards. Now, this is what meant something here. The match meant nothing. The match was terrible. Moxley, he was on the receiving end of 2 F10s from Wardlow. MJF came out and he removed his neck brace, which I knew he was bullshitting. He removed his neck brace, and he removed his jacket, he removed his tie, and he started punching Moxley. He said, you want violence, you got it. So he cracked Moxley's skull open with the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and we had MJF biting the open wound of Moxley, like tasting his blood, and he was saying, fight, John, they want you to fight for him. And MJF ended up holding up the world title to close out Dynamite. Now, do I believe that MJF is losing? No, I'm still going to go with MJF. I'm still going with MJF. We'll find out what happens, but I'm going with MJF, and I do expect this show to be an excellent show. I do expect MJF to walk out as the world champion, and a new era is going to be ushered in for All Elite Wrestling. So, decent go-home show. Nothing too special, but they did a very nice job at building towards All Out. I feel as though that this is all they could have done. And this was pretty much the scraps, in a sense. They already did all they could, so they were just trying to get through the show because they've done all they could and in terms of building towards the major matches at All Out, and that was pretty much that. Decent going show, nothing too special. We had AEW Dark Part 2, Fabu Andre and D3 versus the Butcher and the Blade. This is pretty much the same thing as AEW Dark Night 1. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special. They need to chill with the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 matches. I really can't wait for the pandemic to hit and then they go back to normal with Dark and they actually start building storylines around Dark. That would be much better. Very academic match. Full death on D3 for the win. Butcher and the Blade get the win. Allie versus Red Velvet. Red Velvet's great. Allie's green as hell. Allie with the down the rabbit hole for the win. Colt Cabana versus Zach Clayton. Now, this was actually a little interesting. Colt Cabana, he started to show some heel tendencies against the Dark Order. He started to show some heel tendencies, and he started to get a little bit more aggressive. Dark Order was trying to talk Colt into being more aggressive. Colt Cabana did get more aggressive. He hit the Chicago skyline and then actually won with the discus lariat, the move that Brody Lee uses. He won with the discus lariat. And Colt Cabana was actually celebrating with the Dark Order. So, I don't know. I really don't care about this Colt Cabana storyline, but something is there. Something is there. Something is definitely there. So it should be rather interesting. Peter Avalon, he cut a promo on Brandon Cutler. This is actually an excellent promo. He said that the initiative is over. He said that he ain't no enhancement talent. He enhances the show. That's why he took on this librarian gimmick. So he challenged Brandon Cutler to a match. One of these quote-unquote losers must win. Your voice in the rain's making you sleepy. Hey, if you want to go to sleep, hey, go to sleep. I mean, my videos help you in some way, shape, or form. Just pointing that out there. So, we had Razin and Angel Perez versus the Lucid Spike Piledriver for the win. Kingston said that the win. Kingston then embraced everyone for the hug, and he winked at the camera. So, obviously, something's going down. Something's going down there. I don't know what it is, but something's going down. I mean, let me tell you something, Joe. There are two good wrestlers between the two, because those two, they can put on a good match when they're given the opportunity. So, Ivelisse took on Kylan King. Now, this was actually a very good match for 5 minutes. Ivelisse, now this is where the process of development begins. Ivelisse and Diamante won the tag team tournament as they should. Now you develop them as single stars. Ivelisse, she's going to be where she needs to be by next year. Kylan King is definitely getting better as well. I love the intensity that Kylan King offers. We had a swinging DDT by Ivelisse off the ropes for a 2. Big running knee strike for a 2. We had a roundhouse kick and German suplex combination by King for a 2. Ivelisse ended up winning with a beautiful Code Red. Code Red by Ivelisse for the win. Very good match for 5 minutes. So I'm actually very impressed with Ivelisse. She's coming along. Kylan King also is coming along. I wouldn't mind if they signed Kylan King. Let them. Sean Dean and Brandon Bollock versus Silver and Reynolds. Silver and Reynolds win with the double flipping DDT. What's going on, Ruben Day? Thank you very much for that like. So, Silver and Reynolds win with the double flipping DDT. That was that. Cutler ended up cutting a promo back on Peter Avalon, and he actually accepted Avalon's challenge, saying, "You want to light a fire under a dragon's ass? It's time you get burnt." Luther and Darby Allin, nothing crazy here. Allin won with the coffin drop. That was it. Dark Orders 5 and 10 versus the Natural Nightmares. Decent tag team match right here, nothing too special. Rose and QT ended up winning. Final Reckoning on 5 for the win, and that was that. That was the Go Home Dark episode before AEW All Out. SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie, fairly decent show. Fairly decent show, yeah. Fairly decent show, but if we're going to be quite honest with you, who wins on the buy-in? Oh yeah, Private Party, easily. Private Party, easily. So SmackDown, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it sucked. Really lacking. There was no logic in this specific SmackDown Live. We got some decent wrestling. I'm not going to lie there. We got some decent wrestling. We did get some decent moments here and there, but all in all, it was okay. But if we're judging this, Tina Davies, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't great. It wasn't overwhelming. There was a lot of flaws with it. We're going to talk about that right here. So, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. They kicked off the show. Heyman said that he was corrupted by Roman Reigns. He was thrown into the ocean of obscurity. Thank you very much, Tina. He was thrown into the ocean of obscurity and then pulled onto the island of relevancy from Roman Reigns. No one bothered even to say thank you when Roman Reigns needed a little time off. And whoever wins that fatal four-way will be a sacrificial lamb for Roman at Clash of Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, my name is Paul Heyman, and I serve as the tribal counselor for the reigning, defending champion. Thank you very much, Roman Reigns. So Roman took the microphone. He took the microphone and he said that he did exactly what he was going to do, and he wants them to line up, and he will slaughter them, and they'll watch them all get slaughtered because this is his island. And when you're as good as him, all you got to do is show up and leave. The ending at Payback was unjustifiable, and the ending at Payback was undoubtedly the worst fucking ending to a pay-per-view this year. The ending at Payback sucked. Absolutely sucked. It sucked. The ending at Payback was illogical. It was pathetic. It sucked in every way, shape, or form. And whoever defends it, you don't deserve to talk about professional wrestling. But this promo was excellent. Roman Reigns looks great. Paul Heyman looks great. The only thing that I do not like is the fact that they haven't switched him up. Thank you very much, Ruben Day. They didn't switch up the appearance. They didn't make Roman's appearance any more intimidating. They didn't change up the attire. They didn't change up the hair. They didn't change up anything to solidify Roman Reigns as a legitimate heel. They didn't do a full 180, and it feels as though that they're not embracing the change. And it goes back to what I reported earlier in the show about them not wanting to go full throttle with the Roman Reigns heel turn. So it really does seem as though they are planning to have Roman Reigns turn babyface, which sucks. Absolutely sucks. I hope not. That sucks. I hope not. I don't know which route that they're going. I really don't know which route that they're going in, but I hope to God that they do change up Roman Reigns' appearance. What do I say, Earl? What do I always say? They're not talking for the right reasons. It was an excellent promo. Don't get me wrong. Excellent promo. I'd be an idiot if I told you that it was not an excellent promo. Excellent promo. Excellent promo. Roman played his role great. Heyman played his role great. They just need to switch up the appearance of Roman. And here's what I don't understand. The Fatal 4-Way, no one in the Fatal 4-Way made sense, which we'll talk about. It was supposed to be Matt Riddle, Big E, Baron Corbin, Sheamus, but Big E got attacked by Sheamus, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Here's what I don't understand. Big E, way too soon for Big E. Oh, he won 4 matches. He won 4 matches, and he's already worthy of a Universal title match. Matt Riddle, he's still feuding with Corbin. Corbin, lose. I mean, how do you spell loss? BARONCORBIN, loss. Corbin is the definition of a guy that just takes loss after loss. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when was the last time Baron Corbin won a pay-per-view match? I don't know about you, but the last time Baron Corbin won a match was when he was feuding with Roman in 2017, not 2017, 2019. He has not won a pay-per-view match all year, but yet he's getting a Universal title opportunity. Sheamus just lost to Big E. He lost his feud with Hardy, and he just lost to Big E as well. But yet he's getting a Universal Championship match. Are you serious? So, we then had Heavy Machinery versus Miz and Morrison. Heavy Machinery won here. Otis won with the Vader Bomb. That was pretty much that. And then Morrison stole the briefcase. But it wasn't the briefcase with the contract in it. It was the briefcase with Otis's Q-tips and ham sandwiches. Thank you very much, Ruben. The whole thing did not make sense. No, it did not make sense, Earl, and I'm going to tell you why. Nothing makes sense because no one's worthy of a title opportunity. And you know why? Because, again, WWE does not build any credible contenders. Matt Riddle's not credible to be challenging for the Universal title now. Corbin's not credible. Sheamus isn't credible. Big E's not credible. They're not credible World Championship contenders because, A, it's either too early for Matt Riddle and Big E, or B, the other two competitors have been losing matches. No, the right person did not win, and I'm going to tell you why. Right person did not win. Wrong. So Sheamus then attacked Big E in the back. Big E apparently said that it was Xavier Woods' birthday. It was Xavier Woods' birthday, and Sheamus attacked Big E. He gave him a white noise on top of a car. The medics were helping him off, checking his neck. Sheamus was interviewed saying that his friends were holding him back again, and he says that he's got to prepare for his upcoming match, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. There we go. Looking back, giving Otis the briefcase was one of the worst creative decisions. Is he even going to cash in? He hasn't even attempted to cash in. Heavy Machinery, more likely than not, is going to challenge Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura at Clash of Champions. Why? Because they're the only other babyface tag team left before New Day comes back. Earl, putting Jey Uso against Roman is not going to make it interesting or watchable. I'm going to explain why. Just be patient. So Sheamus attacked Big E and he took him out of the Fatal 4-Way. Then we had Paul Heyman negotiating with Adam Pearce to get Jey Uso in that match. So Jey Uso is thrusted into the Universal Championship #1 Contenders Fatal 4-Way. Bayley and Sasha versus Shayna and Nia for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So, Nia, she isolated Bayley. Baszler tagged in, and Baszler was in for a long time. We had an arm wrench and a shoulder breaker on Bayley. Sasha then came in with 2 meteors on Nia. Nia got caught with a diving meteor for a 2. Double team by Sasha and Bayley, powerbombing Nia to the floor. We had Shayna getting tagged in, sliding knee to Shayna for a 2. We had a diving elbow by Bayley for a 2. Sasha went for a knee, but she accidentally kneed the post. Shayna then targeted the knee, stomping on the knee. Bayley then hit a Bayley belly, not tagged in, and hit a crossbody on both women to retain the women's tag team titles. Now, the ending sucked. Watching Nia Jax pin both Bayley and Sasha Banks, I mean, that's a fucking sin in its own right. But the match overall was very good. Now, granted, Shayna Baszler, Sasha Banks, and Bayley did 90% of the work for obvious reasons, because Nia Jax is a fucking terrible professional wrestler, but it was a very good match nonetheless for the women's tag team titles. So, the medics were tending to Sasha's knee. Sasha then refused help. Bayley tried to help her, but then she attacked Sasha Banks. Yes, Bayley turned on Sasha. Bayley then slammed the injured leg of Banks into the steps. Bayley slammed Banks' head into the mat, said that you deserve all of this. She hit Banks with the arm trap driver, and then she put Sasha's head in a chair and stomped on the chair, crushing Sasha's windpipe. And this was one of my favorite parts. She gave a devilish-like smile. She was smiling like she was fucking proud of what she did. That was some great stuff. I love that. I love that. So, the heel turn in itself was very good. The heel turn in itself was very good. The commentary sucked, and obviously it missed a crowd reaction. It definitely missed a crowd reaction, which was quite obvious there. But WWE has a big opportunity here, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I said it once and I said it again that the only logical places for this match to take place would be either at SummerSlam or WrestleMania. And they didn't do it at SummerSlam. They didn't do it at SummerSlam. Now, I was very skeptical because I said that there's no way that they were going to keep everyone invested during the 7-month period leading up to WrestleMania. How would they do that? Based on their track record, it wouldn't make any sense, and it would really fall flat. Because Sasha Banks and Bayley were doing the same shit every single week. I have no faith in WWE based on the track record. But WWE actually unknowingly gave themselves an easy out, in a sense. They gave an easy out. Based on this injury, this would take Sasha Banks out for the rest of the year. Sasha Banks is out for the rest of the year. And Bayley is just rubbing it in everyone's face. I carried Sasha. Sasha can't defend the championship on her own. She needed me to defend the women's tag team titles with her. Sasha Banks is worthless. Boss is over. Boss time's over. Bayley would do this for months. Sasha would be off of television because of this injury. Sasha returns at the Rumble and wins the Rumble, challenges Bayley at WrestleMania, and wins the title. The story writes itself. The story writes itself. This could get Banks over as a babyface even more so than she was over as a heel. This is perfect. This is fucking perfect for Sasha. Now, do I have any faith that they're going to do that? No. Why? Because WWE doesn't know how to book long-term. More likely than not, the latest that WWE is going to book this is probably Survivor Series. I have no faith that they're going to book it right. Now, it's there. The story's there. They could do it. And to be quite honest, I hope they do it. But if I'm going to be quite honest with you, I really do not have any faith that WWE is going to properly book this into the Rumble, have Sasha win the Rumble, and have her challenge Bayley at WrestleMania. I don't have any faith in them. I really don't have any faith in them. Commentary was awful. Commentary sucked. But the heel turn was awesome. And they have the opportunity to tell the correct story. Do I think that they will? No. They haven't given me any faith to. They have not given me any faith to believe that they're going to tell the story going into WrestleMania. They don't. They don't have any clue what they're doing. They don't. So that was that. That was probably the best thing on the show. It was great. Great heel turn. Commentary sucked. Great heel turn. And the story writes itself. But do I have any faith that they're going to tell the correct story and have Sasha come back and win the Rumble? No. Nope. So then we had Sami Zayn coming out. And he questioned why Greg didn't announce him as the champion. He questioned the production truck. And then Jeff Hardy came out saying that Sami doesn't need to ask for anything. Or Sami said he doesn't need to ask for anything. Jeff Hardy said, you should have just asked. Styles came out. He said he's the uncrowned champion. Styles then attacked Hardy. Sammy got involved. Twist of fate Styles. And then Sammy hit a haluva kick on Hardy, and Sammy ran away. My guess is that they are doing none other than a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship at Clash of Champions, which I have no problem with. Matter of fact, that should be a great match. Very interested to see how that plays out. Give me just 1 second. There we go. There we go. Let me plug this in, make sure my phone's still charging. There we go. There we go. So, then we got the main event. Matt Riddle versus Baron Corbin versus Sheamus versus Jey Uso. So, we had a big brawl breaking out before the match even started. We had the Firefly Funhouse, and Wyatt said that he's bringing a brand new friend to the Funhouse. I don't know who it's going to be. We'll have to wait and see. And to be quite honest, I don't care because The Fiend is dead. So, we had fast-paced action to start off the match, rather. Riddle and Uso, they were working together. Uso with a super kick party. Corbin, he took out Uso with a big Beal over the virtual fans in the crowd. We then had Corbin getting taken out by Sheamus with a bro kick. We had a bro to sleep on Sheamus. Floating bro, and then an Uso splash to Riddle, and Jey Uso pins Matt Riddle. That in itself is a complete fuck-up. Why Matt Riddle? You couldn't have Baron Corbin get pinned? The guy's been making a career in 2020 out of getting fucking pinned. So you couldn't have had Baron Corbin get pinned? Why Matt Riddle? I don't fucking understand that. And you have Jey Uso of all people. Now, I was thinking that Big E was going to win this, and Big E was going to go face off against Roman, and it was me. Granted, Big E's probably going to come back, he's probably going to beat Sheamus, and then he's probably going to get a Universal title match next month. Probably going to get a Universal title match next month. He's going to say he was cheated out of a Universal Championship match, blah, blah, blah. He's going to get the title match next month. He's going to lose, and then we're going to see Big E rejoin forces with Kofi and Xavier. Xavier's already back. You know that Kofi is going to come back sooner rather than later. His family vacation's almost over, and we are going to see the New Day win the tag team titles back again. They're investing in a Big E single run because they have to, not because they want to. But you have Jey Uso win this by pinning Matt Riddle. You have Jey Uso win this, period. A tag team competitor that hasn't been wrestling since April. And here's what I don't understand. You're going to have some idiots justify this by saying, oh, well, it really does help get Roman Reigns over more as a heel because he's fighting his cousin Jey Uso. Or get this, maybe they could join forces with Roman Reigns. Are you serious? That's your justification. Oh, this could be a great move because we could see the Usos join forces with Roman, or it could help get Roman more over as a heel. Shove a cactus up your ass. Shove a cactus up your ass until you shit out the prickles. Jey Uso has done absolutely nothing. No one deserves to be in this match. Jey Uso didn't deserve to be in this match. Riddle didn't deserve to be in this match. Corbin didn't deserve to be in this match. And Sheamus didn't deserve to be in this match. Riddle didn't deserve to be in this match because it's way too early for him. Jey Uso did not deserve to be in this match because he's done nothing. Jey Uso's been out of action. He hasn't been fucking wrestling, and his first match back is the #1 fucking contendership for a Universal title match? Are you fucking serious? What's up, Leo? I'm pissed! Jey Uso of all people, is getting a Universal Championship match, and it just goes to show you that WWE does not know how to establish any credibility whatsoever for its wrestlers. Once again, I can count the number of credible people on my right hand and right hand only. That's it. No, Earl, they haven't! No, Earl! Will it be a good match? More likely than not. Is it going to get Roman over as a heel? More likely than not. Could we see the Usos possibly join Roman Reigns? More likely than not. Will it be interesting? It could be interesting, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that the entire match, with all of these four competitors, there was no legitimacy in the match. Jey Uso, one match back and he's already fucking challenging for a Universal Championship, and your justification is, oh, it's gonna legitimize Roman Reigns' heel run. Shove a cactus up your ass! Go fuck yourself, seriously. Go fuck yourself. In no way, shape, or form are any of these competitors legitimate. Jey Uso's been out for 5 months, and he comes back and gets a Universal Championship match. So you're pretty much doing the same thing that you did with Jey Uso that you did with Roman. Roman was back after 5 months, and he gets a Universal title match right out of the fucking gate? How is that logical? Think! Am I the only one with a fucking brain? Oh, but it got WWE. Oh, but it got people talking, right? I don't give a shit if it got people talking. It made no sense. Not a horrible show, but there's no logic within this show. And that's what pisses me off. Jey Uso's challenging for the Universal Championship. I don't give a shit for whatever reason. I don't give a shit if it's going to legitimize Roman Reigns' heel turn. I don't give a shit if he's a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if he's Roman Reigns' cousin. Earl, let me tell you something. There's a difference between an opinion and stupidity. I'm spitting facts, not opinions. I'm spitting facts. People other than me are spitting stupidity. Justifying Jey Uso winning this Fatal 4-Way after 5 months away and getting a world title match after 5 months, and your justification is, oh, Roman Reigns' cousin, that's wrong. That does not make you smart at all. Whoever's justifying this, again I will state, shove a cactus up your ass. Rant over. What time is it? It's almost 3:30. Fuck the WWE Universe, I'll call. Fuck the WWE Universe. It's 3:30. Almost 3:30. Any questions? I'm being serious. Any questions that anyone would like to ask me? I'm open to some questions. We got through everything that we needed to get through. I'm open to some questions. It's my stream, Leo. My stream, Leo. Trust me, when you imagine, I can do whatever I want. What are they going to do? Take me off YouTube? No one can touch me. But does anyone have any questions? Joker in the Casino Battle Royal tonight? Pac. What do I think about Bayley and Sasha? I think their run has been great, although it's been sabotaged by Vince. But I think the storyline is going to play out very nicely if WWE plays their cards right, which I don't think they will. But the match in itself is going to be great. I do have faith that the match in itself is going to be great as long as WWE allows them to go out there and do what they do best, and that's wrestle. What if it was Nick Aldis? Now, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad, and if I was a betting man, I would say that that's a little bit more realistic than Pac. You gonna head out, Earl? Hey, you have a good one, Earl. Thank you again for joining. I'm glad you enjoyed my rants. Have a good one, Earl. Stay safe. I don't know why Bayley turned on her, but it's a very interesting twist, and I think it works out better because now you can have Sasha win the Rumble. She's taken out because of injury, and she wins the Rumble, and she faces Bayley at WrestleMania, which I hope that's what's going to happen. I got a little bit more time. Come on, don't be shy, people. Ask me some questions. Well, thank you for me. You know, if you got any wrestling-related questions, just let me know. What other questions we got? Let me check the chat. Not too many questions right now. Chris Hero. I definitely wouldn't mind that. I definitely would not mind Chris Hero. I think that's actually a... What is that? I think someone's using their lawnmower outside. Anyway, so Chris Hero and Curtis Axel, that I wouldn't mind. That I would not mind. That I actually think is a very innovative idea. We'll see what happens there. What else? Couple more questions, and then we'll get out of here. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's undoubtedly going to be better than Clash of Champions. Absolutely. What other ones? Oh, no, I will. I will. Maybe I'll join next week. Maybe I'll see if I can join for SmackDown. I'll see if I can join for either SmackDown or Clash of Champions. Maybe I'll join for SmackDown this Friday. How about that? Maybe I'll join for SmackDown. Yeah, maybe I'll join for SmackDown this Friday. Maybe I'll join for SmackDown this Friday. How about that? I'll join for SmackDown this Friday. One or two more questions before we get out of here. One or two more questions before we get out of here. Anything? Come on. Anything? Come on. I will be in the Thunderdome. Trust me. I'll see if I can sign in. Oh, yeah. You know I'm going to cause havoc. I'm going to make it fucking rain in the Thunderdome. One more question, and then we'll get out of here. Anything. Could be anything. One more question, then we'll get out of here. Oh, nice. Alicia said hi. Tell Alicia I said hi back. Everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. Come on, one more question, guys. Come on. One more question, people. One more. All you need is one. One more before we get out of here. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. As I make the camera shake. Moxley versus MJF, of course. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Lightning Flash update. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go relax before Double or Nothing. As we watch Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston in the background at Clash Champions. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will probably catch you Monday for the rewind for AEW All Out. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description, which I will be posting after the stream is over. God bless everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Although we didn't get to 20 likes, I'm a little disappointed there. But regardless, still very appreciative of each and every single one of you. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great weekend.